Hello, everyone.
Hello, welcome and welcome back.
Yes. So, Mari-Lyn, you just got back from a little vacation.
I did.
Yes.
Like just got back, like
Yes.
what, hour
Uh-huh.
and a half ago.
Yes, and you'll be going on another vacation
I will in
in
a
a
couple
few
of weeks.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yes. So we
Yeah.
will try to, because we love doing podcasts, we will try to get one in every week. However, if you're one of our loyal, lovely people who listen every week and there isn't one week, it's because we just weren't able to find the time to get that done before Mari-Lyn leaves. So
Yes. If that happens, we will be back.
oh, absolutely. Yes. And it might be that I decide to do one by myself or something, which isn't as fun, I know, or maybe I'll have one of our students come on or something like that with me. But know that that does not mean that Mari-Lyn and I have broken up or something.
Nope, not at all.
Not even
No.
close.
I will be with family and
Yes.
it will be busy.
Yes, yes, yes. We had a very busy, a busy summer, and we were always able to get a podcast out there. Part of it is the way the vacation lands during the week, the days.
Yes.
So,
yes.
and this one just happens to be kind of bad timing as far as us, but not as far as you. Yeah.
Because I'm making it longer. And, when there is a 16-year-old birthday, you just have to do what you have to do.
Absolutely. That's a biggie. That's a milestone. Yes.
It is a milestone.
It is. That's a big one. You have to be there.
It is a huge one. And
yes. So
yeah.
Yes, you're doing the right thing. I just wanted people to know that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that happens. Okay, so the past couple of weeks, we talked about this last time, that we forgot to open space because people did comment and you let us know
that you liked it. Yeah.
So,
and I love that. Every time we read that they got more out of the podcast, they enjoyed the grounding and the opening of space. It was just like,
yes.
It was awesome, amazing, wonderful.
Yes, we get comments and emails. We get as many emails, which are wonderful. We love hearing from you. So either way is fine with us. But it's like, oh yeah, okay, you guys love it. So we'll do it again. I wrote myself a little sticky note to remember this time.
Thank you for not putting it on your forehead.
There we go.
No, I said no.
Oh, don't tell me not to do something.
Right.
Yes, how dare you? Oh you God. Know I'll go the other direction.
So funny.
So, would you like to open space or do you want me to?
I would actually like you to.
Oh, okay.
Because I would like to be selfish and just revel in it.
Okay. Well, you do that. That is absolutely fine.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So, again, I'll try not to go into a meditation. I have Fred just step forward. Okay, no, hold on. I'll get to. If you know me, I mean, that happens all the time, right? As soon as I start to open space or ground, everyone comes in. But this feels like he's got a meditation. So, but we're not going to go there. But maybe after this podcast, I'll do a meditation. I'll record a meditation. And I hope, I know you're all enjoying the meditations and I am so honored. I love hearing from all of you and the ones who listen every week, how they've helped you. It warms my heart. It really does. And I'm so very grateful. So, yeah. Okay.
They are amazing and healing.
They're pretty awesome.
Yes. They are pretty awesome.
All right. I open this beautiful sacred space around Mari-Lyn and myself and everyone listening. No matter when you tune in, you will be part of this group. There is no time in the other dimensions. It's not linear. We can all be together at the same time listening to this, and we're so very grateful. And we want to sit in the vibration of love and gratitude as we open this space. We open our channels, we get grounded. So everyone, ground. Allow yourself to become more and more present, unless you're doing something like, heavy machinery or something like that, driving. Well, that would be heavy machinery, but
yeah, it would.
Yes, just be careful where you're doing this. And we open this beautiful sacred space with the intention that everyone listening receive the messaging that they personally need, whether it's actually something that we say, or it's your guidance that comes in and finds that open door and comes in and puts it into the verbiage that you need to hear right now. That's our intention. Another intention for me personally is to be a conduit for spirit. I know Mari-Lyn holds that same intention. We welcome everyone in with such gratitude and love. We ask that this space, this circle of friends, this vibration be held at that of love. And so it is. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Now I feel all gooey.
Like, I love you, man.
I love you, man. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
We are doing this much later in the day than we typically do. So, I mean, sometimes, we will often have sessions and so forth before we get on here at the podcast, but this is, there was much more time. And so, boy, did I need that grounding, because I was doing a lot of 3D stuff first. So that was really, thank you, Spirit, for that opportunity. So something that's been coming up for us, pardon me, coming up. Okay, you're gonna have to talk. I'm gonna mute.
Okay. So I think where Pam was going was, we have been talking a lot about closing books, ending chapters, turning the page. And it's a topic worth discussing. I had a beautiful experience on my flight home from vacation.
Yes.
Because my vacation was an ending of sorts in its own right. And it actually allowed me to close a book.
Yes.
On a portion of my life. Now, does that mean that the portion of my life that was in that book doesn't matter? Not at all. That portion of my life that's in that book doesn't hold special memories for me. Not at all. But what it means is that I don't have to carry the wounding. I don't have to carry the resentments. I don't have to carry the shame or the guilt. I don't have to live in the wounding. I just lost my word. I don't have to live in the past.
Right. And that goes perfectly to what I just heard. You don't have to try to stretch out the joy. It's naturally coming to an end.
Whoa.
Yeah. I got goosebumps everywhere, from toes to the tip of my head. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Woo.
Right? Because we do try that. Something is beautiful for a long time, and we try to stretch it out until it becomes that burden.
Yes.
And we're stopping it prior to it becoming that burden.
Yes.
Which is really beautiful for you.
It was such a beautiful experience that I had going through that process of closure. And now I get to open it and start a brand new book.
Not just a new chapter.
Not a new chapter.
Full on book, sister.
This is a full on book. And
yeah.
What I found really amazing was the portion of my life that this book was basically my married life.
Yes.
Like the last.
Oh, it's ancient.
Almost 40 years. So we've only been married 39, but I have known him for over 40 years. 40.
Yes. That's a long time.
40 years.
Yes.
And I thought when the messaging was coming that you're closing a book on that part of your marriage, I'm like, wait a minute, my marriage isn't over.
No.
And I literally heard, no, but the first half of it is.
Yes.
Yes. And I thought, oh my gosh, we have another 40 years together.
Yes.
And I thought that puts us into our hundreds. Do you know, one of my husband's goals has always been to live to be 100. Really? Yes.
I have no interest in that for myself.
He had, I honestly don't remember the number of goals that he's very early in his adult. He set a number of goals for himself. He has reached every one of them, but living to 100.
Well, I'm sure he will. And there are a lot of people who do these days.
Yes.
A lot of people who want that. Yeah. And if that's what he wants, I want that for him too. I don't want it for me.
I want to live as long as I can live healthy.
Healthy, yes.
In my body and in my brain. And
it has to be both. Yeah.
I would like it to be both.
Yeah. Well, my mother had dementia. She had been mentally ill for a long time. And then my father, he had a spinal cord injury from World War II that reactivated whatever when he was older. And so I had both. So I watched him not being able to walk at the end of his life, not being able to really move. When it's a spinal cord, that's some bad news.
That's rough.
So I've always thought, well, which would I rather? If I had to choose, I don't want to choose either of them.
No.
But they're both horrible.
They are horrible.
His mind was so sharp, and but he just couldn't move. And it's like, oh my gosh. And then my mom was the other way. Physically, she was really fit for her age.
Yeah.
But her mind was out there.
Yeah. My mother died of Alzheimer's.
Yes.
And my father is 92, and he
pretty healthy.
Both his physical and his mental capacities. And it's kind of inspiring.
It is. Yes. Yeah. If I could live like that, yes. Yeah.
So, but anyway,
sorry.
When I heard that,
we always go off on
when I heard, no, your marriage isn't over, but the first half of it is.
Yeah.
It really opened my eyes to how much life there really is left. I mean, yes, sometimes I say, oh, I'm old. I'm
right.
No, I'm over 60. I'm old. Well, only if I believe it.
Yes. Right.
So I closed that book. I was given a new book to open up and to begin writing new chapters.
I love that. Yes. And part of why, so when we talk about being older, I'm a few years younger than you, but I'm still up there. All the healing that we've done, all the learning that we've done, this is going, like writing into the next chapters of our life as happy, wise women.
Yes.
And that's what I've always wanted. When I look at those, I mean, we all know some of those old broads that are just fabulous. Oh my God, you want to be that woman who walks into the room. She's got, you know, whatever, she's just wears animal print, or she's got these big bauble earrings, or she, you know, whatever it is. And she's just body and fabulous, and she just is who she is. No apologies. She's happy and healthy. And you can tell a happy, healthy person versus someone who's just angry and pushy and whatever. That's not who
but looks.
Yes.
That look.
Yes.
Right? They look put together.
They look perfect.
Yeah. But no, it's very, very easy to pick out those women that not just women. It's very
men as well
to pick out those people.
Yes. But being a woman, I look at other women and think,
sure,
that's who I want to be.
Yeah.
Hell yes. I want to love and laugh and have that wisdom to share. And yes.
And I want to have the confidence behind it.
Yes.
The confidence behind it. Yeah.
Yes.
And you know what? Damn it, I'm getting it.
Yes. Hell yes. You've done a lot of work, my friend.
I have done a lot of work.
And you know, without all that work, this would not be the end of this book. No. It would not be.
No.
It is now, which is just beautiful.
It's I am actually kind of surprised. My husband, he's still on vacation. I'm actually kind of excited to tell him about my book closing.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 He'll be very happy for you.
And that's new.
Yes.
I don't know why this is all about me, but
it's okay.
It is.
You know, we'll get around to me.
That is one of the amazing, wonderful benefits of all the healing. Is it allows me to be more vulnerable about the good stuff.
Yes.
I've never had trouble being vulnerable about the victimhood, the pain, the sorrow, the grief, the shame, any of that.
Yeah.
You know, being vulnerable.
That's really, and everyone listening, I'm sure, is nodding their head, because hell yes, we all know how to do that really well. We know how to garner sympathy, or whatever it is, someone to listen, or we want to be heard, or we just want to be in that stupid pity party, which is just gross.
It is.
We've all been there. We all do them.
For those of you that are cringing at the thought of being vulnerable when you are in pain, I urge you to heal that.
Yes. Yes.
Because as gross as it is to be overly vulnerable in the pain, it's so painful to just stuff it and wallow in it alone.
And it's such an opportunity to heal it and move on.
Yeah.
Yes. And as we always say, the thought of it is so much worse.
It is.
Than it actually is.
It is.
But we all know. But yes, vulnerable in strength.
Yes. And it's kind of cool.
Yes. Yeah. I'm excited.
It's way cool.
I'm excited to watch you and to experience this along with you.
Are you sure? Because I've been doing all the talking since you got on here.
Well, you know, I had a big weekend. Pat, maybe a week, couple weeks. You're in this whole big, both of us, huge transitions. You're ahead of me on the game. You started before me, and you ended before. I'm somewhere in the, sort of that middle or whatever. This is a big one. for me. So I'm really listening to you and sort of, as you know, sort of filtering through what spirit sort of giving me. And yeah, so
and it's good. I got goosebumps.
Yay.
I wish y'all could see the goosebumps that I just got when she said that.
Yeah. So big transitions, and hopefully I can close the book on IBS. That's you all know we talk about this all the time. Well, it's not even us talking. I mean, you've heard everyone talk about it. It's not like some thing that only Mari-Lyn and I talk about. Emotional trauma, your wounding, you don't let go of it, it physically attacks you. And you become physically ill. I have dealt with really bad. Oh, and of course they say IBS because they don't know. Oh, let's see, she's nauseous and sometimes food makes her sick or whatever. So, oh yeah, that's IBS. You know, they just put it sort of in that bucket because they really don't know. It's all emotional shit.
It is all emotional, but literally, it is IBS.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they don't have they don't know what it is. I mean, they don't know the why, but
they don't know the why.
Yes.
Yeah. Heaven forbid anybody look at the wounding.
Lord. Yes. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
I had it really bad for about 10 years. No one could really figure out what was going on, whatever. They wanted me on, you can go on a really, really low dose of a particular antidepressant to help it. But that messes with my channel. So I had to decide, no, I'm going to try and just deal with this because I like my channel. I'm psychic. That's what I do. That's who I am. I can't go there.
And I thank you for that sacrifice.
You're welcome. You have experienced me having IBS episodes, and it's not fun. It's not pretty. It's they're miserable. They're absolutely miserable.
They are. I have also experienced you without your channel.
Oof.
And that's painful.
Yeah. That's really worse. For me, that is horribly worse. Yeah. So
but I think you're right. I think you will be closing the book.
I'm getting down to that nasty, icky, that anchor that's anchoring the trauma that is anchoring right in my gut, causing all of this. Because as I've healed, it gets better and better. And the more I heal, it's better and better and better. It's still there though. I still have to, in certain occasions and things, be careful. And when I'm not, eek. But yeah, it used to be every time I cleared a home, I had an IBS episode. That's how bad it was. And yeah, and that was before we knew.
Goodness, you've done a lot of healing.
Yes. Yeah. So
all of those chapters that you've been able to finish around that has been phenomenal.
Yes.
And now you will get to close that book.
Thank you.
And close the book, file it away, put it up on a shelf.
Yep. And every one of them, every chapter, I was able to take it back to my mother. All the abuse in different ways that she, So I'm actually allowing her in now. So we will actually get to
you will both get to heal. You will both get to heal.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that for a minute.
Yeah.
Because we know there are other people out there. Well, let's just talk about the I'll sort of start it off and then you jump in when you feel like there's something you want to talk about. Some people become so there's someone in your past, there was some abuse there. And then that person dies. And you feel like, well, I'm never going to be able to get anything from this person. I can't talk to them. I can't heal this. Son of a bitch, I want to yell at him and I can't because that one happened. We hear that a lot. You know, the jackass died before I could tell him what I really thought or whatever, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
None of that is true. Well, I mean, yes.
Well,
feelings are all true, but you can still heal it and heal it with that person. They just don't have a physical body anymore. Yeah. So that is.
and I want to say, people think that being able to do that with the living person, with the physical body,
Yeah.
that it is the ultimate of satisfaction.
Ooh, and no.
No, it's not. It's not. When you can express yourself and at the same time get healing out of it.
Yes.
Whoa, that is amazing.
Yeah.
Because when you're just yelling at the living person, that's all you're doing.
Yes, and they're not listening to you.
No.
I mean, it's not, it's, yeah.
Very rarely any healing that goes along with that.
Yeah. And then you feel gross. You can really feel gross after. Because nothing was accomplished. And then you hate them even more. Or you know, like that.
You hate them more, you kind of are sick with yourself.
Yes.
And
yes. But you can. So before I had it, not that my mother, because she was mentally ill for I never remember her not being in some capacity, but I was never going to get from her what I wanted. I wanted that apology. I wanted her to take responsibility, to say, yes, I did that. To say, you're not going to get all that. Rarely do you get a person in 3D that's going to come to you and take all that responsibility. And God bless you if you do. I think it's beautiful if that actually happens. But most of the time it doesn't. And that's why you feel so bad after trying, because it just doesn't happen. But you know, when they go off and they heal and they come back to help you heal, you do get to hear that.
Yes.
They do take responsibility and they are there to help you move through it. And it's really a beautiful experience. It's beautiful. So, yeah. So for those of you who think, well, I'm never going to get that apology, or this is not whatever, because they died in the physical realm. No, it's for me, like with my mother, I was never going to get it ever. There was never going to be a time that she took responsibility. And then she got dementia. And then it was like, oh, well, game over.
Right.
She doesn't even know who I am. So that's never going to happen. But
and somehow that just doesn't help the hurt.
No, not at all. So it is possible. It happens. And so hopefully I too will be able to finish that book, close that book, put it away, and move on to the next one. That'll be wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah.
But holding on to those things does cause physical damage. Yeah. So of course, we always encourage everyone to get healing, but it's true. And it adds to addictions. I mean, there are all sorts of things. Like
yes.
Yeah. When you are standing in joy, when we're never completely healed, but it does get easier. The healing does get easier.
Yes.
But you heal that. I don't want to, you just don't think about doing some of those things anymore. Like Mari-Lyn is the perfect, we're laughing, we're getting spirit drunk, we're healing, and we're doing all these things, and we're feeling good. And you're never going to hear from her, boy, I'd like a drink. I mean, it's not going to be, that's just not the way. You just don't lean on those things anymore when you're healing those traumas.
True. It will be interesting now that I've closed this book.
Yes.
And this book included.
Yes, it did.
It included my alcoholic years, my getting sober.
Yeah.
And it also included the first 13 years of my sobriety.
Yes.
It's going to be interesting as I move forward in life now of what my responses are going to be to trauma.
Right.
And
yeah, never thought of that.
Trauma, and disappointment. Disappointment.
Oh,
because I think I'm going to be doing a podcast this week about this, about disappointment and the brain kind of tricking you into thinking, have a drink.
Yes.
And I, we were getting ready to leave for vacation, and I found out that somebody I was really looking forward to seeing wasn't going to be there.
Yeah.
And my brain went, you could just have a drink. You'd be fine. You could just have one shot.
Wow. No.
And I started laughing, and I said to my husband, my brain is stupid.
I agree.
I told him, and he said, no.
Wait till I tell you what I was thinking. Yeah.
But the thought process that was still running within me was escape. I'm disappointed, so you should escape. Yes. You can escape by crawling into the bottom of a bottle.
Yes.
Or just have a shot.
That's old, really old behavior.
Really, really old. And I mean, luckily, I knew what was happening. I knew it was my ego. There was absolutely no desire to escape, to run away.
No.
Now that the book's been closed, I am not that I'm inviting disappointment or tragedy to happen, but I am really interested to see how my responses are going to change. Yes. I know they're going to change.
Yes.
I have zero doubt that they're going to change. And I do want to say, on vacation, there was a bottle of whiskey that was opened right next to me, and I could smell it. And I was like, oh, geez.
No, thank you. Gross.
No.
Yes.
It was really wonderful to be able to close the book.
Yeah.
On all of that. And I was given so much clarity around why the drink and why it led to the alcoholic point.
Oh, okay.
Which I don't think I had mentioned that to you when we were talking. But there was clarity as to why.
And do that, say that in your podcast?
Oh, I will.
Okay, good.
I will. And I can very briefly say self-love.
Yes. Yeah.
Or lack thereof.
Yes. I want to say something when and I'm not meaning to, I hear you, and that whole smell thing. We live in a state where marijuana is completely legal and whatever. You can't go anywhere without smelling that crap. Let me tell you, all you weed smokers out there, I don't give a damn if you're smoking, but it smells. I don't think you understand. All of us who don't, I mean, some people don't care that it smells, but we smell it. Or smell it on you. You are not fooling anyone.
You are not incognito, brother. No. Okay. So Pam actually came up from the airport, and we're driving home, and we stop at a light, and we were both like, wow. I'm still not sure if that was a real skunk.
Right. Because they do smell very similar. Yes.
I don't think I would bet money on one.
No, not at all. No, but it's and it's like cigarette smoke too.
Yeah.
We smell you. And again, I don't care if you smoke. That's your personal choice, and you do you. I just want you to know that we all know you do. Okay, you really are not fooling anyone at all. At all. Even those of you who put up, gum in your mouth and no, it gets in your hair and on your clothes. And no, it kind of, I always think of like Pigpen from Peanuts. It's like, no, we can smell it. Yes. And clearly some people don't care, but being someone who, children are smelling that. And even people who might have had an addiction to it or addiction to what, that could be very triggering. So just please be more mindful of where you're doing it, and be more mindful of other people, or there are people around you.
I know for a fact that some people just don't realize that the smell carries with them.
Yes. No, they don't. They just think, oh, I put that joint out or whatever and it's gone now. It's like, no, it really, really isn't. We can smell you. And then people like me who have, I can smell, always drove my kids crazy. It's like, how did you smell? Not weed, but how did you, other things, whatever, it's like, how did you smell that? Yes. So, yes. Or if I'm getting a cold, boy, then I can smell everything. Because yes, my kids are like, good God, Mom, your nose. It's like, well, I have a big nose and it smells, let me tell you. I can smell all kinds of things. So anyway. All right, not enough lecture. I'm not trying to lecture anyone other than just please be mindful. Some of us, it gives me a headache. But anyway. Okay, so chapters. How do you know if it's a chapter or a book you're closing, you're ending?
Or just a page.
Or just a page. Oh, you had to throw that in there. Or just a page.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. Sometimes it's just a page.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know?
How do you know? I would say, no, I'm not sure. I'm going to talk this through and then we can decide.
Yeah.
I know, and I've talked about this a lot, is when you've gotten to the bottom of something and you've healed it, you've taken out that anchor, is dissolved, you're done, you don't remember. You don't remember. So there's something in there with that maybe that's a chapter, because you could still be dealing with the same issue, but maybe you've, like we talk about layers. Oh, you healed that layer. Or would that just be a page? I don't know. I think a book is easier to tell than, we all want to close that book.
Yeah.
That's a real, and I think there's a real, even like 3D ending and everything when it's a book.
I agree.
Yeah.
Some type of actual ending is a book. If we're talking about, well, let's talk specific wounding for a second, like codependency.
Oh, yeah.
Codependency is chapter after chapter after chapter.
Yes, it is. Chapter. Yes.
And then,
and it looks different for everyone, by the way. Codependency is not one look fits all.
Not at all. Not at all. What's actually coming is you don't close the book on codependency.
Oh. Well, that's not a whatever, a happy.
So for me, I will have to be cognizant of codependency my entire life.
What part? Because I don't know if I agree with you.
Well,
yeah.
Okay. Cowboy and Fred are having quite the discussion over here.
Okay. Yes.
Codependency runs so in our lives.
Okay.
It's like a chain link fence.
Okay.
It's just like, bleh. And I'm talking about those of us that really have that codependency issue.
Okay.
Not everybody does.
Right. We all have codependency tendencies. Every one of us, we can pick out something somewhere in our life where we're codependent. Absolutely. But yes, some people do sort of have.
Some people, it's more of a issue.
But yeah, yes.
And there are chapters. We write chapters of practicing codependency.
Yeah.
And we can end some of those chapters as we heal, ending more chapters as we heal. There comes a point where we can close the book on what we've healed.
Right. Right.
But for some of us, there is still that thread as we continue to grow and we continue to heal. That thread gets
thinner.
I want to say more fragile, but that doesn't feel right.
Yeah. I don't know. I tend to think that you can. I think there's just harder pieces of it. Like when
I'm gonna allow you that, and I'm gonna hold on to that hope.
Okay, because I think with family, that's a tough one. Right? That's a piece that can be really difficult. Now, so in areas where I was codependent with like friends, like girlfriends, I chose narcissistic women. I grew up with a mother who was a narcissist. Right. That narcissist abuse kept me sort of like, it was like a radar, them to me and me to them. And I would sort of, and then it would fall apart. It was just horrible, etc. I no longer do that as far as I know. So maybe that's the part.
Thank you. Because I don't think I'm a narcissist.
No, you are not. You have been very instrumental in helping me break that. And I was healed enough when I met you to be able to allow a real friendship. And we've had our ups and downs. We've had our codependent moments and we've had all of that. Thankfully, we've been able to work through it and heal it. Mm-hmm. And I haven't gained another person like that in my life, thank goodness. However, with family, it's so different because so like a friend, I can boot them out of my life. See ya, like don't want you around. But siblings, they're there. Like they're not healed. They're still in that codependence. And without even thinking about it, you get sucked right back into it. So that's a much harder, in my opinion, thing to heal. Or you see, I know it happens with fathers too, but you see it a lot more often, mothers with usually their sons, with their daughters too, yes. Mothers with their children, that's a rough codependent thing. And it's really usually the kid has to stand up and say no more. And that, who knows? A lot of times that doesn't happen. So I would think family, those ties are really tough because it's two people. If you want to stay engaged and stay in a relationship, you both have to heal that, recognize it, move out of it. And that's hard.
And when one party doesn't,
it's
hard.
Yes.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Bad. It is. It's hard. It's hard. So I will hold on to hope that I can close the book on it. And maybe it's partly, maybe it's part self-preservation that I believe that I will always have to be cognizant of it. Just like I always have to be cognizant of
I was just going to go there.
Drinking.
Yeah.
Because even though I've closed the book on it,
yeah,
that doesn't mean I'm no longer alcoholic.
Right. I just have a hard time with, I think you can heal codependence. I have faith in you. If anyone's going to do it, it's you. You've healed so much of it. Like that thread you were talking about is pretty thin.
So if I can heal codependency,
yeah,
then why can't I heal?
Oh. Yes.
Hold on.
Okay.
I was going to say, if I can heal codependency, then why can't I heal alcoholism?
Oh.
But what I'm hearing is,
yes.
What makes you think you haven't healed that? You don't want to drink. You don't need to drink.
Yes.
So I don't want anybody to misunderstand.
You can't go, oh, I've healed it, I'm going to go have a drink.
Exactly.
It does not work that way.
No, that's not the same.
No.
Just like if I heal codependency, I can't turn around and then go be codependent.
Right.
So, okay. What I'm getting is that the way we are looking at, the way you and I are looking at healed differently, or the way we're looking at it is just differently enough where you can say it's healed and I'm like, I always got to be aware.
Right.
But maybe that means I am healed. But
right.
just need to be,
in many areas you are.
And
many areas you are.
I want to say situational awareness is one of the most important factors in life.
Yes.
Situational awareness.
I love that.
Is so
writing that one down.
Critical. It's critical to our safety. It's critical to our growth. It quite literally can mean the difference between life and death.
Yes, absolutely.
So as long as I stay situationally aware.
Yes. Right.
Maybe I can heal it.
I want to add something to this that was coming through. And so you all know, we've talked about it. I am not an alcoholic, but I come from a home of alcoholics, drug addicts, a lot of addiction there. And I was told, it was a couple months ago, I think. So I drink, usually it's just wine. My husband and I'll have wine with him, like on Friday night, whatever, or friends or whatever. Mari-Lyn, would always tease me because I can have one glass. If I have two, lights out. Like you might, and she's like, what the hell? Like I can leave. Mike and I both will drink a bottle and there's some left. Like, well,
I'm sorry. I haven't had a drink in over 13 years. And to me, that still seems like, why would
you leave some in the bottle? What the hell? And how?
It's bad.
Yeah, right? You put the little the thing in there with us.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't keep.
And then we'll have like, or we just get rid of it. So for those of you just listening, she's dying over there. She just can't deal with it. Like, what do you? Yes, or like at Costco, they have the half bottles, and we'll buy those. And my husband and I will share one, and Mari-Lyn just died. She's like, wait, that's a single serving. It's like, what? It's not a single serving. It's like 2.5 glasses. Yeah, it's not a single serving.
Hey, a bottle that size, you don't need a glass. I don't need a glass for a bottle.
Father. Yeah.
Proof.
And why the hell would you buy a small bottle, right? Like, I'm sure you're like, right? Why is that even necessary? Because people like us. Yeah. Yeah. But a couple months ago, I was told for this next, it might have not been a couple months, 6 weeks-ish, maybe. Anyway, I was told to stop drinking at all at any time.
For the rest of this book.
For the rest of this book, yes. Fred said, there's stuff that you have to heal, and it's so entwined or in whatever enmeshed with the childhood, all that alcoholism, all the parties everyone had, all the drugs, all the fighting, everything that went along with. Those of you who were raised in an alcoholic home, you know what I'm talking about. It was crazy. To heal that, I now have to just not drink. And for me, that's not a big deal. I enjoyed it. I would sit with my husband on Friday nights and we enjoyed having that. So, but it's, I haven't asked him to stop. That would be kind of weird. If I were an alcoholic, yes, but I'm not. So I can watch him drink and I don't have an issue.
I want to apologize, but something came around your healing and I had to write it down. So I didn't forget. So,
okay. Something you can't share on the podcast?
I don't know if you want me to share it on the podcast. Okay.
Well, I don't know until you say it. So you know me well enough. Is it something?
Yes, I am going to share it.
Because
it's very pertinent to what you just said.
Okay.
So you not drinking allows your bodies, all of your bodies, to detox.
Ooh, that
allows for the clarity, that allows for the wounding to come through all that cloud, all of the murkiness, all of the residual. Even though it's not your alcoholism, it's still, you were still of it.
Yes.
So by detoxing, that allows the wounding to come through so you can reach it.
That absolutely lands. Absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm like, oh, right.
Yes. Yes. Yay. Yeah. We even, as you know, we took a vacation to, we love going to different wine countries around, we just call them wine countries. They're just, areas that there's all those wineries and everything.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a drop. I was fine. I had a wonderful time. I have no animosity or angry or anything, but that's how serious I am about this. Like, no, I'm healing this shit and I'm healing it. Now I am done with all of that. Yeah. So, so that's interesting. Someone maybe needed to hear that. Maybe someone needed to hear that. Someone who was raised the way I was in, we have that in common, that being raised in an alcoholic, and it wasn't just my parents, it was my siblings, and it was just this shit show of drugs and alcohol.
Atmosphere, right?
Oh my God, it was just gross. And whoever you are may not have an issue with alcohol like I don't. However, it's in your body. Your deva is holding on to the, I don't even know what to call it.
The energetic drunk.
Ooh,
the energetic.
That's a good term.
Well, also that vibration.
That vibration, yes.
That vibration.
Yes.
But also all of your bodies, your emotional bodies even hold on to it.
Yes. everything. Yeah, that's why those of you who have had healings with us or know about whatever, we are multidimensional. Every person is multidimensional. So when we do a healing, it's a multidimensional healing. We get through all the bodies to release stuff. So that absolutely lands. Yes. Because we have quite a few energetic bodies, and we have our emotional body and our, our egos. And I mean, whew,
so what's coming through is this even affects people that grew up in smoking houses?
Yes.
Cigarette smoke?
Yes. Which I did that too.
Okay. Somebody out there is just going to think, oh my God, she's a lunatic. Living in a home of smokers can be traumatic for a child.
Absolutely. I think it's child abuse, personally.
I did not live in a
I can remember coming home and all the doors and windows, everything's closed. Even if they were open, it didn't matter. Because we always had all these parties at home, right? And it was literally like fog in the house. You could not see several feet in front of you. It was so just gross. Yeah.
So sorry.
Yes. And the walls kind of turn that yellowy.
Yellow.
Yeah. So I think it's child abuse, but well, especially if you have to breathe that in. Secondhand smoke is dangerous.
Secondhand smoke is no joke.
No,
yeah,
it's very dangerous. So
there could be healing that needs to be gone through for those of you that grew up in those types of houses.
Yes, because there is talk about that thread. It's there.
It is there.
That vibration is there. And it's in your body, and our body, as we know, holds memories. Not just our physical body, all the pieces hold all the memories of the vibration. Yeah. So hopefully I'm really hoping that someone out there just needed to hear that. So aside from me hearing it, and thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yes, end of my book is coming. Yours just happened.
Mine just happened.
Yes. Mari-Lyn and I often sort of do these things in tandem. It's really kind of a neat thing that we experience with healing. And usually it happens this way. One person is sort of farther in than the other person. And every once in a while, we're going through shit together. Like we're down in the depths of it together. And
oh my God.
No bueno.
I'm so glad it's not often.
No, it's just awful. No, because one of us needs to be in a place where she can help the other person.
Yep.
Yeah. So when it's at the same time, though, it's almost painful when that happens.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. Especially because neither one of us will go to that unhealed empathy place.
Right.
Even when we want the other one to do it.
Yes.
We won't do it.
Oh, because that's why one of us has to stay above.
Right? And when we're both in it, but we still don't do it. We still will not go to that unhealed empathy place.
We've healed so much of that.
Even when we want to, because we're hurting so badly.
Yes.
That is a true testament of how much we've healed.
And I know that I have sort of that laugh cry thing. Mari-Lyn, come down in the shit with me. And you're like, nope, not going to happen, sister. I love you.
Throw you a rope. Throw you a rope.
But I'm not going in there with you.
Roll your ass out of that.
Not happening. That's a good friend. That's a good friend. And for those of you, I have this to say too, because this keeps popping in, so I'm just going to go ahead and say it.
Yeah.
I have really allowed the spirit who was my mother in this lifetime to really come in now and help me heal this. So those of you who need healing from someone who's crossed over, you can get that healing from them. And you don't have to go to a medium. You can, you know, we can hook you up, but but
if
you
you
don't
do,
have to.
please make sure that it's somebody you trust.
Yes, I have actually coming there. I have I have a student who is fabulous. I started out as a medium with speaking to crossed over or healed spirits. That's how I started. And then, but Spirit had other plans for me with the paranormal stuff. And they're very different types of mediumship. People that say they can do both, you're doing both half-assed, because it's really, you have to focus on one or the other.
Oh my God, I'm exhausted thinking about it.
I know it. But I have this end. Soon she will be on our website. And soon she will be doing readings for the public. And they are beautiful. The way she channels is, my dad, my mom, I mean, and others.
I can't wait to experience her.
I know. You've watched her though. We have practice groups that we do, and you have watched her do it.
So I have experienced her channel, but I have not experienced her mediumship.
Oh, okay. I did not know that. Okay.
No, I have not.
Yes, she's amazing. She absolutely could do it now. She doesn't have, the biggest part of what we do is having confidence to do it. And she's not quite there with the confidence, but she's getting there. I think she does. I mean, I totally would trust her absolutely right now. Anyway, so that's coming. So that's going to be, that'll be a new person that you guys can reach out to through our website. But that will be shortly, because she doesn't have a choice. At some point, ask Mari-Lyn, I end up just saying, sorry, you have to. I don't let you decide anymore. As a teacher, I could be pretty brutal that way, because I know what you're capable of, because I've been working with you for months. I know. And so, yes, anyway, so that's coming. So pretty soon we won't have to send you anywhere else. We'll have it right in-house, right at TCS.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think this is probably a good place to stop. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you have something else to say.
No.
No. This has been a wonderful podcast. I'm really excited about this, and we'd love to hear what chapters you're closing, or are you closing a book, or maybe a page? Like, share with us. We'd love hearing. Are
you turning a page?
Yeah.
Are you starting a new chapter? Closing a chapter?
Yes. And how did you get there? I'm always curious about that too.
What did you say?
How did you do it?
How did you do it?
Yes, that's always fascinates me as well. Yeah.
I was going to say, are you ready to close a book and you feel like you could use help?
That too. Yes. We're here for that too. Mm-hmm. Yes. So, yeah. And what keeps coming is hitting me again is soon we're going to have like a student's corner, a student's page on our website for people who either haven't experienced a psychic reading, a multidimensional energy healing, mediumship, whatever. If you haven't experienced that, and you can't afford, the prices that we charge, my students are going to step up and start offering those services. And I'm very excited about that. We all are. And they're all, trust me, because there is no one, trust me, they are not going to be on there unless I think they're ready. Because I just would not do that to anyone. This is not just someone, oh, I think I'm a psychic, I'm going to put my name. No, no. Because Mari-Lyn and I are TCS. And we take a lot of pride in that. And everything we put out, we want to be at a certain level. It has to be a professional level. So, absolutely. Anyway. All right. Just babble. Thank you so much, everyone.
All right. Yeah. Thank you.
And
again, let us know about your pages, your chapters, your book.
Yes. TCSEverydaypsychics.com. You can email us through there.
Yep.
Yes. So we love hearing from you. All right.
All right. Till next time.
Yes.
Take care.
Bye.